Good afternoon, Summers, and welcome back to the LVL, the League of Legends Varsity League. My name is Vulcan, and with me is Chisto, your shotcasters, entering the match 2 between, I would say, one of the strongest teams that have always been consistent, especially TUP, and then one of the constant players, I would say. Who do we have to look out for here, Chisto?
Yeah, we have to watch out for Zaf from TUP. He has been one of the key factors in them securing the top spot in this standing, so you definitely have to watch out for TUP's jungler.
Well, let's look at the standings to see, where TUP lands, because as far as I can recall, they're sitting at the top 1 spot as of now for when we're progressing towards the LVL. Not to mention the schedule, we'll also be seeing that soon. But first, let's check the standings. So for TUP, yes, TUP will be fighting against MCL, the Warlocks, who are sitting at the 7th place, unfortunately. But let's see if they can bounce back, perhaps make it get a 2-0 and immediately climb up the ranks and maybe end up in the 6th place. But for TUP, they are, wow, look at that standing, 5-1.
Yeah, definitely for TUP, they are heavy favorites coming into this match, but the MCL Warlocks, they have struggled to find their footing so far in the LVL. Let's hope they can start and build momentum in this upcoming match.
So let's, I keep telling off the schedule, but unfortunately this will be the match 2. So moving on to the schedule, this will be TUP versus MCL, Malayan College's Warlocks.
And man, I'm really excited to see this, of course. MCL, I always love an underdog story, and facing the top team, it's not an easy task, and that's a lot of pressure on them to perform very well.
And when you're talking about these players, the MCL, they're at the 7th place, where TUP is at the top place. Let's see how this game will fare out. Let's get to know the players who are entering the 2nd match.
Yeah, as for MCL, I want to highlight Lucis in the top lane. MCL, they've always been a top-centric team. They like to play around this lane a lot, and a matchup versus Asedia, that'll be very interesting to see. Both of these top laners are very, very good mechanically, and their laning phase, that'll be something very interesting to watch.
And not to mention the players who are actually going to be participating, because we know losers with MCL, and also for the player cards. Let's get to know them and their names and their lineup for entering this match 2 roster.
Yeah, for TUP
And for the top lane will be Acidia in the top lane, Caesar in the jungle, Bam in the mid lane, Navi for the ATC, Miko for the support, and their coach, Ferdinand Mackenzie Claro.
Yeah, and facing off against them from the side of MCL Warriors, Lucis in the top lane, Vonnie in the jungle, Johnny mid lane, Asuka 80 carry, and McClure in the support with their coach, Eric Avenir Esguerra.
So we got to know the players. Let's get straight to the drafting phase to see how these two teams will plan out their victory, and perhaps maybe this could be the bounce back for MCL's 7th place, but we'll be seeing, because TUP is, as I said before at the start, is a team that has been constantly at the top, not just in the LVL right now, the first ever LVL, but also in the LCL previously.
Yeah, and of course, both teams, no strangers to competition actually. Both of them have been around the LCL, and it'll be very interesting to see how they strategize towards each other, given that TUP, they are the top team. Everybody is watching out for their games. What strategies will they perform? How do we counter this? So I'm very intrigued to what will MCL prepare for this.
And let's see once we actually load to the drafting phase. But when you're talking about MCL, they have not been performing that well, in my opinion, when it comes to their standing, because we saw FIT bounce back. But now let's see, will MCL bounce back? Because when you're talking about one of the pioneering schools, the first 7 schools to enter the LVL, you want to leave a good impression.
Yeah, definitely. You want to start momentum. Unfortunately for MCL, it hasn't been in their favor. They've struggled to get their footing so far as far as the standings go. Let's hope they can start racking up some wins.
Top 1 TUP, an underdog story compared for MCL. What are the lanes we have to watch out for? Because we know Lucis in the top lane, but we know Acidia also in the top lane.
Yeah, I think as far as the meta goes, you have to watch your bot lane as well. A lot of the play currently revolves around the 2v2 matchups. It'll be very interesting what supports they go for, because I've seen teams run playmaking supports while others prefer those enchanter protect the AD carry styles. So let's see what these teams opt to prioritize. But looks like there are so many mid lane bans coming from TUP, really pinching Johnny's champion pool.
Oh, a lot of pressure for Johnny, because somehow when you do have a small champion pool, you tend to be the victim of this focus bans. But let's see how MCL, they're on the red side. They will be removing the Ornn, the Alistar, and the Azir. Most probably Bam's Azir that we did see previously in the LVL. But right now, TUP, let's see, what are they going to show us in their first pick?
And I think they will be locking in this Jace. Asedia, of course, very well known for his Jace. He prefers playing these carry-style champions. If TUP does lock this in, that's a very, very bully top laner. Very few champions can actually match up the Jace as far as laning phase goes. But it looks like MCL will be responding with the Shen and the Vladimir. They're going to pick their solo laners fairly early if this is locked in.
Also, they are removing away one of Bam's potential pick, the Vladimir. So that's going to be more pressure for TP's side. They did give away, but Bam does have his Ari in the back of his hand. So that will be Jarvan being hovered. Also the Ari for TUP.
But let's look back at this top lane matchup. I did mention very few champions can match up Jace, and Shen can match him up once he gets some armor items, once he completes a Bramble Vest in lane. It denies a lot of the poke and harass from Asedia. It will help him survive this laning phase because Shen is a very team-oriented pick. Having that Stand United on your team, it adds so much more global pressure, and that presence can really make or break a game.
And let's see how that presence will shape out TUP's top lane, because Asedia tends to be the focus when it comes to banning and also the ganks. Let's see how Shen can sustain his lane. So this will be interesting to see. Right now, we are seeing Xingqiao in the jungle, and as for MCL, they're going to be taking away the Lulu. So, interesting.
Ooh, Nautilus. Nautilus very strong in the current meta. I believe a lot of CC, a lot of utility for your team. You can just pick someone with your ulti or def charge, and then he's just going to get CC'd unless he can dodge it. But, oh, there is a switch up.
It'll be the Janna instead of the Nautilus. Let's see for Miko and Navi. Will they be securing their bot lane? So, this leaves actually a lot of ADCs open for MCL, but
they do end up with the Nautilus though, so they're gonna go for that more engaged style to pair with the Jarvan, jumping in with his Cataclysm and his EQ combo. It'll be very interesting to see how TUP navigate these fights. And whoa, is that a Jinx?
It's been a while since we did see a Jinx as an ADC for
I wouldn't be surprised if this is locked in though.
It'll be a Sivir instead. The Sivir will be locked in for MCL. They are going to be going for more to match the pressure that Tristana is giving out. They will be going for the Sivir to match the
wave clear. Yeah, Sivir definitely one of the AD carries that can clear waves fairly quickly, and she will have the protection of the Lulu and the Shen if these fights do come out. And of course, Sivir having her ultimate, you can just help her team run down the enemy combat. It enables the Vladimir from Janny to possibly flank towards the backline of TUP's comp.
Very interesting to see how this Tristana will fare against the Sivir, saying that there is a spell shield to negate the depth charge from the Nautilus. So I think we are ready to see how these two teams will be performing onto the Rift. But to cap it all off, this will be TUP versus MCL in the second match. This is still the first game. Let's see how MCL will try and bounce back in this game.
Yeah, let's hope that they can start on the right foot today and hopefully build momentum, because they are currently last in the standings and nobody team wants to be last realistically. So I think MCL Warlocks, they will be really fighting for this win.
And also not to mention, this is the first ever LVL. You want to leave a good impression, and since this is the first LVL, we are going to be using this as a standard, as a benchmark to see how well these players should be or how skilled, and I would say who would be the strongest already coming into this LVL.
And right now though, the standard is currently being shown by TUP atop the standings, and really showing you how to perform, how to play League of Legends on a competitive level.
I mean, Asedia, we know Asedia for a really long time in the LCL. One of the players they tend to watch out for, especially, is he tends to play a lot of carry champions, like say the Gangplank, the Trundle. Sometimes he plays that, but that's also the disadvantage of TUP, because there are times when Asedia is not available to play for the LCL games. They tend to lose. But let's see, in this game, will it be the same scenario? Will they fully depend on Asedia on this match too?
There are ways though to shut down Asedia on this Jace in this matchup. Jace, as we all know, is a very snowbally champion, but if he doesn't get rolling, he tends to be quite irrelevant once a late game comes. He will have that power low until he gets his full item. So let's see if Vonnie on the Xin Zhao can impact that top lane and really try to hold Asedia back.
With that being said, I think we are ready to see everything in action. This is match 2 of the LVL MVP versus WL. TUP and Malayan Conscious Laguna will be finding out onto the rift of Game 3. Who will take away Game 1? We'll be seeing it right now.
Yeah, let's see how these teams opt to start the game. It looks like TUP will be going for an invade. It is spotted out though.
The invade was a bit too early, but it would actually be something about too much of a risk because they don't have that good level 1 just yet. They have the Nautilus, yes, but they have to respect the Severe and Lulu. Not to mention the Shen can easily try and rotate back to the bot lane.
Yeah, definitely. But looks like since the invade was spotted out, the junglers will begin to start fairly standard. Vonnie is still dancing around the mid lane though.
Waiting for his, I think he's trying to see or just relieve some pressure, but let's see where he will start. He will be going for the blue side, whereas we are seeing, Caesar will be starting red, so same kind of a mirror path.
Yeah, and already we see MCL, they want to play around the top side, and knowing that they're starting around the bottom half of the map, once they finish their initial clear, they will both end up towards that top lane, which both teams tend to play around. So this is very standard stuff from both teams.
So let's see, what will be the focus in this matchup? Obviously, it will be Asedia against the Shen because in this type of matchup, Asedia will be pushing the lanes a lot.
Yeah, he has to be very careful to not fall for those ganks. If he does get taunted, he has to burn his flash once a gank comes or else he's just gonna die.
So far, this will be a lot of pressure for MCL's top lane, Lucis, because as far as matchup goes, Jace is a very oppressive top laner when it comes to melee matchups because of his hammer force, because he can go from range to melee, and when he's in melee form, man, that hurts a lot.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Jace is a rather oppressive top laner, but we have seen players, if they build properly and correctly, they can shut down all that poke. If you pick up an early Ninja Tabi or possible Bramble Vest, it denies a lot of the damage.
But look at the taunt collecting onto Asedia. Immediately gets punished by Lucis is not really measuring the damage of this Jace properly.
Yeah, but that still was a fairly even trade. And looking at the jungler's pathing, Vonnie is first towards his top side. It looks like Zai is still moving towards. They will find each other.
That's very close call for this Jarvan, but right now in the bot lane, things are heating up. Singa McGlory and this Nautilus is really doing a lot of hurt onto this Severe, but you gotta respect Asuka's timing on his spell shield.
Yeah, it'll be very difficult for the Nautilus to actually catch out the Sivir having that spell shield up. You need to sort of bait it out first and then go for your engage.
And so far, no first blood has been secured just yet. TUP still is doing their best to catch a good lead, but when it comes to CS, very minimal difference. But what can change everything, J-Star? It would be the
junglers, definitely.
Let's see, Jarvan is spotted on the blue side where we do see, yes, this is a very mirror pathing we are seeing right now in Game 1.
Yeah, but Luz is already being chunked out here. I think he will be forced to back, and in order to catch this wave, he needs to burn his teleport. And whoa, Vonnie is roaming up the top lane.
It looks like he does make it in time. The taunt will connect onto Asedia. First blood will be going to MCL. Their jungler Vonnie will be taking it away.
Yeah, and just as we said, Vulcan, what can impact this game? The junglers and Vonnie. He strikes for first blood right there. I like the proactive move coming from the MCL Warlock.
And when you're talking about Asedia, he will be drawing a lot of attention. He will be pushing those Saints really hard when you're talking about the Shen. So let's see how he will be adapting here. He did pick up the long sword, may go for the Black Cleaver or the Yomas. We won't know just yet, but against a tank, normally wouldn't you go for a Black Cleaver?
Yeah, I think as far as Jace, you want to pick up armor shred compared to that flat lethality, because the Shen will be constantly building armor, and if you have the Black Cleaver, it really helps you in the 1v1 matchup.
So far, first blood again going towards MCL. Vonnie picks it up and he immediately gets the good start on his warrior enchantment, gets the longsword and boots. More mobility for this Xing Xiao, but for Caesar on this Jarvan, he does not have the boots just yet. A bit of slow, maybe on the counter gap, but leave it to their laners. I mean, Nautilus has a gap closing ability. He does have his hook, line, and sinker, not to mention the charm from the Ari, and also a Sage's gap closer to the sky. So it's more on teamwork.
Yeah, but I'd like to highlight the difference in item choices here. Vonnie, he went for the challenging smite on the Shinzao, whereas Zahi picked up the tracker's knife, so he's prioritizing vision, trying to set up his team, giving more safety.
Prioritizing vision for your team is really important because you need to secure this first Drake of the game. The Infernal Drake is at stake here, and for MCL to just give it away, especially we are talking about an Ari, a Tristana, and a Jace. That's something you don't want to give away. Same for TUP. Vladimir with Infernal Drake is a good bonus.
Yeah, of course, Infernal Drake, one of the most coveted Drakes in the game. Both teams would be very happy to have that on their side, and I wouldn't be surprised to see both of these junglers possibly impact the map down in the bot lane, but they're coming for a
right
gank.
Now, Zengcha goes in for the gank very early into the game. Nautilus goes for the depth charge.
Here's
that would be a lockdown. Here comes Caesar to the scene. Navigates the kill and the reset onto Asuka. He does survive.
That was a very well executed counter gank there from Zar. Very good read on how the game was going. Very well played.
Very well played indeed for TUP, bouncing back from that first blood gank, drawing more attention to the bot lane, giving more freedom for Asidia in his top lane.
Yeah, and like we said, I should say, the Infernal Drake very coveted, so both teams would be wanting to play around that bot lane, try to generate a lead, generate pressure down there, and possibly move towards that Drake, but there's trade in the top lane.
Cloth armor, 2 cloth armor pickup is very effective right now for Lucius, but he immediately will be going for the Bramble Fist, then probably the Ninja Tabi, because this Jace is so much damage early on, but when you build properly and in the correct order, you will be having a really good lane.
Yeah, even though Asedia is pushing in the Shen being ranged, the Shen actually wins the trade because of that early gank. He has picked up quite a lot of armor here, and it will help him relieve some of the pressure in this matchup.
So far, kill score 1-1. 7 minutes and 20 seconds into the game. The Infernal Drake has not yet been taken by any team, but let's see. I mean, level 6 are live right now. All of them has reached level 6 except for the bot lane.
Yeah, I'd like to note though that if TUP go for another aggressive move towards the bot side of the map, Stand United is now available for Lucis, and if you're TUP, you really need to mind that cooldown because it can really shut down what proactive moves you can make.
And so far, the moves that TUP will be making right now is to seize this Infernal Drake.
Yeah, and I don't think MCL are in a position to respond. Vonnie is around his top side of the map, and I think this is going to go over to TUP's side. Very well played.
Not to mention no wards placed by the Warlocks here.
Yeah, and I think what enables that is with Navi pushing down the bot lane on this Tristana, he's able to just auto-shove the lane constantly with his explosive shot. And it allows the Nautilus to roam and help down the Jarvan to take down the first Drake of the game.
So far, that will be more value for TUP. They will be taking away a really good bonus for their stats. And so far for Asidia picking up the Serrated Dirk as of now. So he will not be going for the Black Cleaver, going for most probably the Yoma's Ghostblade.
Yeah, I think Asidia, he wants to deal more poke to the squishy members of the MCL Warlocks, but Vonnie, will he find anything?
Asidia and Vonnie will not be seeing each other. They just missed each other in the blue side. So no information will be giving towards Warlocks just yet. But we'll see. I mean, level 6 is live right now. Stand United from this Shen. Lucius will be ready to go in. However, his teleport is not on cooldown, but I think he will still manage.
Yeah, I'd like to highlight though that Navi has accrued a 10 CS lead over his lane matchup in the Sivir. The bot lane of TUP playing very well here, really pushing and pressuring the members of MCL.
And so far, Vonnie, I think he's noticed the pushing in the bot lane. May go for a gank here.
He was spotted by a ward placed by TUP though.
Immediately, they are going to be preparing for his advance here. Note that Miko is level 6. He has his ultimate ready. Let's see how things will play out. Vonnie does not get hit by the drench line.
Yeah, fancy feat right there from Vonnie. Possibly saved his life, and if it did land, Stand United was available. So I think it was good for TUP to back off once the drench line missed.
And so far, when it missed as early as that, I think that would be an early signal to go back and reevaluate your position, because so far, wards, as I say, wards are not being placed by the Warlocks just yet.
Yeah, TUP, they're playing this game fairly patiently. I'm seeing their side lanes just constantly trying to push and chip down at these towers because they do have the pushing advantage. With all this lane priority, they're allowed so much time to just constantly chip down the outer tier turrets of the MCL. How will MCL respond?
And let's see, maybe the first turret might go towards TUP. They are doing a lot of job trying to demolish this bot lane outer turret here. Look at that damage coming from Miko so far. First blood went to MCL, but we might be seeing the first turret going towards TUP. One thing that's more valuable than the first blood.
Yeah, Vonnie on the Shinza. Oh, but it's a fight in mid lane.
That will be the Ignite going in, but there will be no kill exchange in the mid lane. So far, very close combat. Looks like Acidia going for the teleport play. Immediately spawning out. Vonnie, here comes the collapse. Caesar is on the strike, and that is a huge dunk onto Vonnie.
The vision control coming from TUP. That was such a deep teleport, only 11 minutes into the game. That vision is so deep in MCL's jungle, and that was just a great play. Really well played teleport play coming from Asedia.
When we are talking about teleport play, you're talking about vision control, right? And you see that TUP already light up the jungle of Warlock here. So right now for MCL, they're at a disadvantage, and the Rift Herald is going to be taken away by TUP. Probably uncontested because I don't see any wards here, and seeing the bot lanes being heavily pressured.
Yeah, and I think you can argue that the priority in jungle items would have is the reason in the difference of vision control.
Would have helped actually when you talk about the Stalker's Knife, right? I mean, 2 charges on a ward is very crucial, and how you use it can be very effective, especially when you're talking about teleport play like Acidia.
Yeah, it's really shut down a lot of what the Shinzao can do. He really hasn't been able to find the same success aside from that early level 3 gang that he did pick up first blood onto Acidia. Let's see, can Vonnie bounce back and possibly look for something for his team?
It's pretty much the behind in CS in terms of his jungle, finishing up the Warriors enchantments, so that's actually pretty early. But when you're talking about a kill, a KDA of 0-0-2 for this Jarvan Caesar, they're at almost even value in gold.
Yeah, 100% kill participation for both junglers, a stat you'd be very happy to have. And as far as the game goes, the pace is definitely slow. I think TUP, they're playing this very patiently, knowing that they have more pushing lanes. They're just trying to constantly chip down at these turrets and set down vision.
And they have Caesar and this Tristana, Navi. This is going to be something they will be stalling, but right now,
there's no flash.
No flash, but the Ninja will be coming in shortly. Here comes the Ninja. Stan United did not channel through, did get cancelled by Acidia so far. Vonnie going on to Miko. There's the depth charge, blocking 2 members up, but the first turret will be going towards a single goal. All the goal goes to Navi, but he might die here. Does not have the flash, goes down to Janny. Oh, look at that direct strike connecting on to Janny, but no kills just yet.
Yeah, and all that fighting across the map, and like I said, these Stand United can shut down your aggression, and I think MCL will possibly respond with a tower of their own.
But it looks like TUP, they spawn the Rift Herald in the top lane. This is extra pressure here. Looks like Acidia might go all in onto Lucis instead. Goes back, goes for the turret first, and now we are still seeing this Rift Herald live, and we did spot. TUP spotted out 3 members in the bot lane.
Yeah, I don't think Lucis can stick around to defend against Jace because he opted to buy the Tiamat instead of a Bramble Vest, which could have been a better option possibly to deal with the poke and the aggression coming from Asedge's Jace. And right now, TUP making the proper moves, taking down the first 2 turrets of the game, but MCL, they were able to respond with one of their own.
So kill score 2-3, turret score 2-1. Goal lane is in favor of TUP so far, just a bit. But when you're talking about more pressure, pushing power, you gotta rely on this Tristana with that explosive mind. I gotta say, it's very useful when you're sieging, and you also have a Nautilus.
Yeah, TUP, they're beginning to rotate around the map now that it has been opened up, given that some towers have fallen down. They are posturing up towards this Ocean Drake, trying to secure their second Drake of the game.
Let's see if they will take it away uncontested. MCL, they don't know what's up just yet. No vision again. Seeing how the Lulu rushed the redemption We don't have a jungler with the Stalker Snipe. We don't have a support with a Side Stone. That's going to be one of MCL's losing conditions. And I could say I felt it. Because when you don't get a Side Stone, you really lose the game fast.
Yeah, of course, League of Legends is a battle of information, and you need wards in order to get info on where your enemies are. If you're just playing the game blind, you really aren't going to work towards certain win conditions. It's just allowing TUP to constantly push up here, and my god, that's some damage from Acedia.
Lots of damage here. He did pick up the Ghost Blade, so immediately goes for the Phage, going for the Black Cleaver. Let's see how. MCL will fight back here. Kill score is, right now, I wouldn't say a definitive factor, because when you're talking about a composition just like TUP, they have a Tristana, and look at that, free pushing lane.
Yeah, moving towards this mid game, I think the lack of vision control coming from the MCL Warlocks has hindered them a lot.
Oh, but looks like that was some aggression coming from Vonnie. Very close call for Caesar.
Yeah, and going back to my previous point, the lack of wards being placed by the MCL Warlocks has stopped them from trying to set up anything across the map. They're just forced to react to what TUP can do, and all they can really do at this moment is just wave clear and farm.
Wait for their farm and also their spike. So, who will spike here? The Vladimir? I wouldn't say so, because well, at the point where the Vladimir deals a lot of damage, I think Acedia will have more damage compared to the Vladimir. Not to mention the kite and the lockdown from Miko.
Yeah, I do believe there's gonna come a point in this game where the Vladimir will deal substantial amounts of damage as far as the 5v5 team fights go, but right now he's just so far off from it because his team hasn't been able to set up around it, and they just have to move towards that late game as fast as possible and try to get as much farm
as possible they can, because seeing how Johnny trying to make some room for the mid lane.
He has no pool.
Gets the depth charge. Here comes Standing 9 and immediately going for a really heavy engage here. Great synergy coming from MCL. Immediately going on to Caesar, leaving behind Navi under the turret, but it'll be Lucis picking up the kill.
They're cleaning up.
Cannot die here. Trying to get away. Bam is here. Misses the charm. He does not have vision there, but MCL, 5 members already in the mid lane. Acedia is here. Maybe he can poke down some members here.
Yeah, a 2-for-0 trade for MCL will net them the mid turret, but
oh! Looks like the Orb of Deception will still be finding its target. Lucis gets taken down.
Yeah, will Bam find more? I don't think so, but man, the response from the MCL Warlocks very clean there, knowing they can take a fight versus the down summoners of the bot lane from TUP. They're able to make the aggressive move even though they have a lack of vision, and they pick up 2 kills and a tower.
And with that being said, TUP having more room to roam around, but leave it to MCL to try and fight back the advances of MCL, seeing how finally the Lulu did pick up the side stone.
Yeah, even though there is a kill lead for MCL, the global gold is still in the favor of TUP because they have taken down more towers, and with the next Drake being Infernal, I think MCL, they can't afford to give this up. They really need to begin laying down their vision. I already see a side stone from McClure, so that's a good sign. But they are playing towards the top side, and they really need to watch.
Yeah, and when you're playing onto the top side, the Baron will be live in 1 minute and 37 seconds. Right now, the Warlocks need that vision control.
Yeah, they need to set that vision control now, and they need to be very careful as well, trying to face check in their jungle.
Vonnie, though, sees Miko. Just passes by like nothing happened.
Yeah, Miko, he's a support, man. He cares more about the vision control, which has been winning them this game, and he didn't want to go for the aggressive move onto Vonnie.
A very close call because Miko's cooldown on his ultimate is just up. So if he had his ultimate, most likely Vonnie would have faced a death. So you don't know how Miko can think in this mindset when you're a support. So let's see right now for the Warlocks losing control of their red side of their jungle.
Yeah, there's so many wards being placed by TUP here, and right now they just own this area. I don't think MCL can actually see them doing any of it. See?
With only one ward placed there, they don't see that Miko's waiting in that first side. They just know that there's a Jarvan taking away their Krugs, but they don't expect that there's this Nautilus waiting in the back here in the top lane side. Meanwhile, Acedia pushing the bot lane wave. He does not have the teleport, but still, we're talking about a Shen with no ultimate.
Yeah, and with Stand United being down on the Shen, that allows TUP, that gives them a window to possibly go for an aggressive engage.
And so far, when it comes to aggression, they have to match it because the Infernal Drake will be live in less than a minute actually. Pretty quick here. The Baron will be live in 1 second. Live right now. Let's see how TUP and MCL will respond.
Yeah, all of the vision of TUP is around that top side jungle of MCL, but the next objective that is spawning is Infernal Drake, and I think TUP would want to get a second stack on that. It deals a lot more damage for them.
I mean, 8% to 16% is a lot of increase. It's like a mini death trap here, but look at the damage coming from Lucis. Getting the Titanic Hydra for more pushing power.
Oh, the charm?
Oh, Vonnie, very low. That's going to be a warning sign here. The Infernal could be the target for TUP here.
Yeah, a bit of hesitation there from Bam. I think he could have possibly Spirit Rushed over the wall and possibly picked up that kill. But I think he respected the response coming from MCL. He didn't see where McThird was, so the Lulu might have saved him. But oh, they're fighting down bot.
Oh, City is very low, but they will not be committing to each other. Seeing how the Infernal Drake is. Oh, what's this? Acidia spots out Vonnie. There's the control war. Immediately, MCL starts the Infernal Drake.
Yeah, and I think MCL are confident to start this Drake because they see the bot lane of TUP hovering around the top side. But whoa, I think TUP are starting the Baron.
Looks like they'll be trying to trade off the Infernal for the Baron. The Baron right now is very low on health halfway here, and I don't think MCL. I think MCL's thinking, nah, they can't start the Baron here, but TUP, they are.
This is such a naughty call from TUP. This is a great call. This Baron will go to their side. And with this Baron, what can they possibly take down? This breaks the game wide open.
And with that being said, TUP will be getting a more control here, and that's for MCL. They went for the Infernal. Looks like TUP went for the bigger fishes here.
Yeah, what a great call by TUP's jungler. They're knowing where MCL is. They make the aggressive call, and they make the right call there, and that's the Baron, and now they can control Summoners here for the next 3 minutes.
So let's see how this Baron play will turn out for TUP. Will they be controlling it as oppressive as they can? Because game 1, you want to have a good momentum here.
Yeah, TUP, they've been playing very textbook League of Legends. You're just constantly abusing their pushing lanes, using that lane priority, setting down vision, and just sieging turrets. And that's what you have to do if you have a Jace and a Tristana. Both of these champions, they shred towers fairly quickly, and that's really what TUP is doing.
And I think right now with the Warlocks, you don't see a city here. He's going to be taking out 3 members.
So much damage.
Lots of damage, but Isaiah has no escape. Tries to clutch away, but immediately gets chunked down.
Ooh.
But will be taking down Vonnie with him.
Yeah, no Stand United there coming from Lucis and Asedia. He will trade 1-for-1 even though it is a 3v1 situation. But what that means, there's a numbers advantage for TUP on the other side of the map.
They have more damage, more items. They can try and take away this inhibitor turret.
Yeah, Shen can't wave clear versus Justin. It's very dangerous for him.
And we do see Bam did pressuring the mid lanes. However, here comes Lucis.
Oh, Navi's down!
Navi gets chunked down by Lucis. Now make a versus flash, trying to get away. Looks like this will be 3-member casualty for TUP.
Unfortunately for Navi, he isn't able to use his summoners there, not respecting the damage coming from Lucis on this Titanic Hydra Shen. He goes down, and that will stop the siege from TUP. A nice response coming from the Warlocks.
Great response indeed for the Warlocks, because it's not just the fact that they removed 3 members. They also removed the Baron power they can do. And right now, they have to make most of this because they made a call. Let's sacrifice Infernal for the Baron, but they're not making it useful just yet.
Yeah, unfortunately, the setup for the siege wasn't that great coming from TUP. I think Navi,
look at that!
if he
Surprise over the wall! The Blasco when they locked down. Asina joins in for the dunk, but MCL, they have the advantage in numbers.
Yeah, but meanwhile, on the around mid lane, Bam, he did solo kill Lucis right there, and it will allow him to possibly take a tower. Was that engage worth it coming from MCL?
With, I think for Johnny being low, they were able to secure turrets here. I think that was a good trade.
Yeah, I think that was worth it for TUP, and they will take more. All this vision control, all this setup, really allowing them to move around the map very freely.
And I think for Bam, he knows that he's been spotted, but still takes away the red buff. More resources taken away from Vonnie. Look at that CS, but let's see the replay. See what happened in the mid lane.
Oh, Lucis already chunked low, and Bam just knowing he can go for this kill. Very aggressive here.
And for a flash, that would be just Bam! Securing the kill and cleaning it up.
Yeah, very well played. Of course, Shen didn't have the Spectre Scowl yet, I do believe. He was building armor for the lane matchup. And Bam, smelling that he can go for an engage on this Shen without that much MR, goes for the solo kill.
Goes for the solo kill and more money for Bam, and immediately gets the Void Staff. That's why he works so much. Void Staff, Luden's Echo, and the Morello.
Yeah, if Bam hits you with his abilities, you're practically going to go down. But MCL, they're beginning to group up and push. They have been able to farm up and scale on this. Vladimir already has 2 items building towards that Zhonya's Hourglass, going to give him so much more safety in these team fights.
25 minutes into the game, kill score 6-9. TUP has yet to secure one more control in their mid lane because they need to establish more pressure, because right now, Warlocks, they're bouncing back from their really rough start here in game 1.
Yeah, TUP need to be very careful when trying to push up, because we are at the point in the game where MCL can look for fights, and I think they're going to look for one now.
Oh, look at that. Asida just kiting in and out of Lucis. Lucis landing the taunt, and he's dealing so much damage thanks to Titanium Hydra. The Spirit's Refuge was a bit too slow. Instead, Lucis gets taken down.
Yeah, the 1v1 there coming from Asedia with the Black Cleaver is able to shred down the Shen, and the Shen not having that Bramble Vest, only Ninja Tabi as a major armor item. He isn't that tanky versus the Jace.
But leave it to the Titanic Hydra Shen, dealing a lot of damage equally towards Cydia.
And what that means, Vulcan, is now without Stand United on the map, it will allow TUP a window to constantly push here, because even if they play aggressively, there's no Stand United to punish them if they go for an aggressive dive.
And not just that, Assyria, look at it, going in for another 1v1 here, gets the shutdown.
Yeah, and I mentioned aggressive dives right there. No Stand United. Asedia, he's able to pick up the solo kill. Very well played.
Very well played for Assyria. It's okay for him to lose to that trade, but the fact that his team needs him, so...
Oh, the charm!
Charm will connect, and the lockdown is there. Not from the death charge. That will still be the Stand United going through. Lucis goes out to Navi, immediately gets the buster shot. Can leaps away.
What a great knockup!
With the rocket jump, Navi is free to hit. He just won this fight with TUP. TUP going in for the double kill, going for the cleanup here onto the base.
Yeah, and I think this might be the game, Vulcan. I think this will be the final push for TUP.
TUP, and that right now the death timers are a bit too big for MCL to try and come back from this defense, because seeing how they can still try and defend this, I don't think they're going to be trying anytime soon, seeing how the death timers are very, very long.
Yeah, I think with Johnny being up, that will hinder the push from TUP, and they will just back off here, reset, and possibly go for the end in the next push of the game.
Kill score is still 11-10, but we're talking about gold lead. It's now sitting at 10,000.
Yeah, and that's a huge lead for MCL if they want to possibly overcome this. And TUP, they will take a Drake. Another Ocean Drake will really not help you that much around 28 minutes in the game, but it's still good buff for your team.
Yeah, not to mention especially the fact that TUP is going for a very early start. They are 20 seconds away from the Baron.
Yeah, and with that Baron spawning, that will be the battleground, possibly where MCL can mount a comeback. We have seen teams not set up properly for these Baron plays, but TUP so far this game, they've been very clean setting up for these objectives.
28 minutes into the game, kill score 11-10. Right now, the Baron will be live now, as of now, so TUP. Let's see, can they contest this? They have a lot of pressure coming in from the top and the bot lane wave.
Yeah, TUP, they've been very standard as far as how they set up for these objectives, and Miko has to be very careful pushing alone on this Nautilus.
And so far for TUP to actually make this work, they need every member they can.
Yeah, they need every member they can in order to possibly contest this Baron. And as said, he's dealing so much pressure. He's really pushing in the minion waves, and whoa, TUP, they've started the Baron.
This is actually what I like to call a death flag, because they lose the Baron.
It's going down so quickly.
Yeah, they lose the Baron, they lose. They try to contest the Baron as he is going to push. So either way, you gotta pick the lesser evil. And instead, they will be going for defense.
Yeah, but Sedia, he's flanked around here.
Oh, look at that. He will not be walking away. Goes for the flash, goes for to the skies. Pops the stasis, will be buying some time. There's the lockdown from the Jarvan, but no Cataclysm just yet. He's saving that Cataclysm
so
for
much damage.
that moment. Triple lockdown here. TUP just sweeping up the field.
Yeah, TUP, they're able to clean up for the ace. Only a Sedya down, and with inhibitors down in the top and bot lane, only one Nexus tower remaining. I think this will be the game, Vulcan.
And with that being said, TUP going in strong, securing game 1 of match 2.
Yeah, very well played. Very textbook game coming from TUP, and I think a lot of it stems just from the vision control set up by their jungler. Very good focus on knowing what their win condition is, and it was really setting up vision around the map.
And not to mention also the fact that the early advantages they got. I mean, not just the first aggression in the bot lane, but also the first Drake. The Infernal actually helped just a bit to get a good start. But for MCL, they had a good start. They got the first blood, but to have lost the first turret to Navi.
Yeah, and I really like the patience being shown by TUP there. Of course, with MCL having Shen, if TUP go for an engage, the Shen could possibly shut it down, but TUP, they didn't go for these engages. They went to Siege. They just walked around the map, rotated, went for these towers, and with no engages happening, the Shen really not having that much value.
Now that being said, looks like TUP going in strong still, remaining at the top of the seed in the LVL, will be securing their first game. 1-0 as of now. Let's see if MCL will bounce back after a short break. My name is Vulcan, and with me was Chisto. See you in game 2 if MCL will be bouncing back. Blasco with a lockdown. Asina joins in for the dunk, but MCL, they have the advantage in numbers.
Yeah, but
will connect, and the lockdown is there. Not from the depth chart. That will still be the standing United going through. Lucis goes out to Navi, immediately gets the buster shot. Can leaps away.
What a great knockup.
With the rocket jump, Navi is free to hit. He just won this fight with TUP. TUP going in for the double, going for the cleanup here onto the base.
Yeah, and I think this might be the
To
game,
sky,
Vulcan.
pops the stasis, will be buying some time. There's the lockdown from the clan, from the Jarvan, but no Cataclysm just yet. He's saving that Cataclysm
So much
for
damage.
that moment. Triple lockdown here. TUP just sweeping up the field.
Yeah, TUP, they're able to clean up for
With that
the
being
ace.
said, TUP going in strong, securing game 1 of match 2.
Yeah, very well played. Very textbook game coming from TUP, and I think a lot of it stems just from the vision control set up by
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.